Okay, fine. I'm 60 seconds. He will interview you. Ask a question. Okay, and you will ask a question. Okay. So Andy, you can ask me questions, but this since we were trying to talk a little bit about currency because in the middle of the program I'm playing a piece that was written by a prisoner, and I want that to lead into the intermission. You can ask me questions, but I just want to say a few things about it. Are these students are you students? History students. They yeah, that's great. I gave a concert to them. That's great. Great. They just came. So I can say, yeah, you guys do it? Yes. Okay, good. Good. Yes. 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 Let me ask you something. Are you the pianist?
I'm the pianist.
What's your name?
Xiaoying.
Joey.
Xiaoying, yes.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? Jean? Jean Becker? The Strad?
She plays piano.
Oh,
That's
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the program. If I can have your attention, please. To those of you that are here in person and those who are online, virtual, Erev Tov, good evening. This is a dream comes true. I cannot believe since Kol Nidre, I didn't see such a big number in the shul here. So this is wonderful to see you all in person. I welcome you to the Mark G. Loeb Center for Lifelong Learning. I'm not going to introduce the musicians because there's a special person who is going to introduce the musicians, but I want to tell you that if you are interested in the coursework or in any program that we offer, please stop by our office. We'll give you the catalog, sign up. We still have plenty of room. Our classes are growing, and there are many of them are in person. We are going to start in a minute, but because the program is live on Facebook, if you have any questions from home and you want to ask, you can put them on chat. And during the concert, we'll take a small break to talk to Mr. Greenberg and ask him questions. And it's going to be some nice dialogue. I would like to take the opportunity and to say hello also to the members of the Mark G. Loeb Committee, Adult Education Committee. They're a strong supporter of these programs. And with us also is Mrs. Stella Gold, who is a big advocate and a dear friend for the First Wednesday program. So thank you, Stella, for being here and for your support. Without further ado, I would like to ask Dr. Neil Goldberg, the co-chair of the committee, to open the evening. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Neil Goldberg, co-chair of the Adult Education Committee, along with Marcia Boomshaft. We welcome you to the first of this season's 9 First Wednesdays at Bethel concerts. These events are generously endowed by the Vodanis Gold Concert and Cultural Fund. We are honored to welcome the renowned violinist Herbert Greenberg to our stage. Mr. Greenberg will perform tonight along with his talented pianist, Xiao Ing, and his assistant, Fan Ming Shen. Herbert Greenberg, a native of Philadelphia, has been a member of the Minnesota Orchestra, associate concertmaster at the Pittsburgh Symphony, and between 1981 and 2001 served as concertmaster here with the BSO. He has performed over 50 concerti, spanning Baroque to present-day American composers. Mr. Greenberg has collaborated as a soloist with many of the world's leading conductors, including William Steinberg, Andre Previn, Leonard Slatkin, Sergio Commissiono, Pinchas Zuckerman, David Zinman, and many more. He has performed as a soloist at Carnegie Hall to critical acclaim. Many of his performances have been broadcast on NPR, and he was featured in Strauss's Ein Heldenleben on national TV, celebrating the inaugural concert at Meyerhoff Symphony Hall. He has been a member of the violin faculty at the Peabody Conservatory since 1987, and he currently serves as faculty chair. Mr. Greenberg plays on the Jean Becker Stradivarius, dated 1685. Thank you for coming.
Okay, can you hear me? No? Andy? Well, I can yell, I can shout. It's okay. I like shouting. It's fine. It's fine. I want to welcome everyone to our program. I heard Eyal mention Kol Nidre. What you might not know about Kol Nidre is how that piece was written, when it was written, and why it was written. It's not maybe what you think. it was written by one of our greatest violin composers, Max Bruch, who was born in Germany, Cologne, and many people think he was Jewish, but he was not Jewish. Can you hear me now? Okay, I won't shout then. So he had was very close to a Jewish family, and was intrigued by the service and the chant. So basically, he wrote this for one of his closest Jewish friends who lived in Liverpool, England. And how this became what it became on Yom Kippur, I don't really have all those details. But what's fascinating to me is how it was originally, written and what it was for. So this has turned out to be not just for Yom Kippur. This piece is a concert piece. It is a beautiful piece. And Xiaoying and I are going to start off by playing that at the concert version of Kol Nidre for everyone tonight. So, maybe. So the next work we're going to play for you is a movement of a sonata by Richard Strauss. Now that's a name. Sometimes it can be very controversial in a synagogue. And it wasn't until the 70s, actually, when Zubin Mehta with the Israel Philharmonic brought Strauss and Wagner and Mahler to Israel. At the beginning, there was great controversy and lots of boos. Not booze that you drink, booze. Booing people off the stage, actually. But then it became customary for all of these works to be played. And after the piece after this, when I'm going to talk to you a little bit, I'm going to make a connection for you so you understand why we're playing this and why we chose this to play for you today. It's very, very beautiful from the Strauss Violin Sonata. We're playing the second movement, which is called improvisation. we're going to lighten it up a little bit, although it's not really lighting it up. I'm going to play a piece for you right now by Robert Dauber. Robert Dauber was an inmate at Theresienstadt. And this is going to segue into our middle section of the program, where I'm going to talk a little bit about Theresienstadt. And so this particular person was only 18 years old when he was killed by the Nazis in 1942. And he wrote this really, really very delightful piece. Robert Dauber was actually a cellist, and he wrote this charming piece for violin. So Schelling and I are going to play his serenade for you right now, and then we'll talk about it. Oh. I'm better with my fingers than this thing. I have no talent. So now's the time. I think I'm to be asked questions. But before the questions come, and I don't know what they are, which is great. Uh, Before the questions come, I want to talk for a second about this little piece. And are we okay? Okay, can you all hear me? Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay? Can you hear me? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. You know, it might be my mask. I, I'm very proper about my masks. I mean, I'm used to being at Peabody, part of Johns Hopkins. We have mask policy, and I'm so used to it. I'll do my best. I'll try to talk. Okay, I'll talk louder, and I'll do my best. Okay. So this piece that we played has very special meaning to me personally, because I'm involved with a foundation called the Defiant Requiem Foundation. Many of you might know about it already. And it's a fantastic organization. Our president, Stuart Eisenstadt, Ambassador Eisenstadt, has traveled the world and has gotten reparations from all over the planet for the Jewish people, everything related to the Holocaust. And that's what this Defiant Requiem Foundation is about. We gave our first concert in, I believe it was something like 2006 at Theresienstadt. And since then, we've been back many, many times. It was a camp that was supposed to be, it was just supposed to be heaven, you know. This is where all of the great musicians and singers and cabaret and artists and painters and sculptors, this is where they were all sent to this camp. Of course, after they were processed, right there in the camp are the train tracks that go right into Auschwitz. This wasn't that far a trip. And so even though it seemed like some kind of it was the word was that Hitler gives a city to the Jews, and it was supposed to be this Eden. Of course, everything was fake when the Red Cross came to look at it and inspect it, and so everything was designed just for that one trip by the Red Cross. So they never knew really what was going on there. But this piece that we just played, that transitions into this part, this Dauber piece, many, many great composers lived in this camp. They were inmates. I like to use the word in this camp. One of the most famous conductors of the world, Karl Ancherl, who later on conducted every orchestra in the world and was the music director for the Toronto Symphony for a long time, was interned there, and he conducted a fabulous orchestra. It's an amazing orchestra. There's videos of it. And so there's that evidence. Anyhow, if you ever have free time, go to defiantrequiem.com and take a look at the site and see what we do. We're actually performing a concert in Washington, D.C. in April. I think it's Strathmore. And there's something coming up in Amsterdam, I think in a month or two. I don't remember. But we've played all over. We played just about everywhere you can think, including cities like Berlin, Israel, of course, but many cities, Budapest, many places where it was really wonderful to get this message out about the Holocaust. So, defiantrequiem.org. Now, some questions.
Well, Herbert, thank you. We've been really enjoying it. And just on that notion about Defiant Requiem, you know, as a musician, sometimes one lends themselves, their talents to a bigger project, to a greater project beyond the music. And when you're playing those pieces, what's the connection that you have in that moment when you're playing those pieces to this bigger?
Well, it's a tremendous connection because I'll tell you that I have played concerts, many concerts there, many chamber music concerts at Theresienstadt. And we rehearsed downstairs where the prisoners would eat, where they would congregate, and talk about a crazy feeling. You know what that's like to be rehearsing down there when just a few years back, you know, there was nothing but havoc and chaos. So it's a very, very strong connection, you know, to feel that energy. You don't forget that kind of stuff. So it always, every time I play something, my mind always wanders to that.
Yeah, does your mind wander? Do you see an image? Do you sense a feeling? Some people think in colors, some people think in different ways. When you're playing and having that connection.
No, I see prisoners in the you know what you see on television.
Absolutely.
I see inmates is what I see. That's all I see. I don't see anything else.
And tonight so far we've been graced with some somber, some angry music. When you're playing, to stay on this topic of the feeling, when you're playing an angry piece, do you feel angry? When you're playing a somber piece, do you feel somber?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what music is about. Making music is about exactly that. You know, you want to create the mood and for whatever, you know, whatever the music needs. So of course you do that. So when I'm playing a Strauss sonata, I'm in a different world, much different than Dauber.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always that way for all of us.
Does it linger? Does it linger for you? Does it remain once you're done with the piece?
Pardon me?
When you're done with the piece, are you done with that feeling? Or does it remain with you?
No, sometimes you take it home and you go to bed with it and you can't get it out of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, certain, you know, it just happens. So no, you can't turn off like a faucet. No.
Tell us a little about what you've been going through with the pandemic and the toll, negative or positive, that it's taken on you as a musician, or given you as a musician. And if it's negative, is there some silver lining?
Well, the negative part was, as somebody who's used to playing more regularly, that stuff doesn't happen now, and so many things have been canceled for everybody in the world, in our world of classical music. It's starting up again. It's starting up actually in a little bit of a different way, but it's really, really been tough on all of us. Now, I will say there is one little silver lining. Some of my students are here, and my colleagues here back of me from Peabody. We somehow made Zoom work. Somehow made it work, and it kept us together. And then it became great fun, you know, to eventually, you know, start to get back to be with each other. So I've been amazed about the resilience of the students. Not my little granddaughter, who's in 5th grade. That's not good. That didn't work out so well. But for the kids at the college level, somehow they reached back and got something. I don't know how they did it, to tell you the truth. I thought they were amazing. So it gave the silver lining is you get a great appreciation for all the things that we have done and what we hope to do now in the future.
Absolutely. Many of the kids in this room for the adult education and lifelong learning, I've only now just met in person, and we all survived through Zoom, certainly. Um, just to switch gears for our sort of get you back and playing, doing what you do best. Your violin. Your violin's very unique. Your violin is amazing and sounds amazing. Just please tell us a little bit about the history of the violin. I mean, not the full history, obviously, but
So my violin is dated 1685. For those of you that are classical music buffs, you know that that was the year Bach was born. I actually went to Leipzig. I was playing a concert in Leipzig and took my violin and in the famous church there where he has his organ. Actually stood on his grave with my violin.
oh wow.
1685 people there. And it's very funny how I got my violin on a lark. For maybe some old timers here remember I was had a series of Beethoven violin concertos with the Baltimore Symphony, and somebody recommended to go into Washington because this violin was available there. So I did, and it was a lark. I wasn't expecting to own it or buy it or do anything. But the violin dealer said, just take it, take it. And I said, I don't want it. I don't need any teas. I don't want any teases here. No, take it, play, play. Take it for the whole. I had about 10 concerts scheduled with a Beethoven concerto, and it's a big violin piece. So I ended up taking it. And to make a long story short, with the help of the Meyerhoff family, and then the help of the Rosenberg family, which are very famous families here in Baltimore, as you probably know, I was able to buy it, purchase it. And it's also very, very interesting that when I tried it out at Meyerhoff Hall in 1985, that's when Mr. Perlman was in town, and he was playing with the orchestra, and he was switching from Stradivarius to Guarnerius del Gesù, which is another great violin maker. And so we had a day when we were both playing in the hall each other's new violins.
Oh wow.
Which was kind of cute, actually. and so so it was 1985. I've had this since 1985.
Is there any comparison that you could give to someone who's not familiar with the violin? What does it feel like? What does the touch? What's the difference to the old, to the Stradivarius, to your previous one, to a student one? Any comparison?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you know, you really have to be really knowledgeable in that area, or really kind of, you know, you're either an expert as a luthier or someone that's really very refined in their art to understand what that is. But there's absolutely nothing like it. It's like butter, it's like cream. And it takes a certain way to play it in order for it to really be beautiful. So, but it's just a very, very special thing. I'm just lucky.
Amazing.
You know, that happened in '85. That doesn't happen today. People who are concert masters of orchestras just can't get a violin on their own. They've gotten very expensive now. So.
Well, it's a delight to hear, and we hope. Let's continue. Let's hear some more of this amazing.
Yes, well, so we'll continue. So we have a couple things left for you. We kind of sandwiched the Dauber between Strauss, and now we're going to play a little piece by Wagner for you. And you know, you might not know this, but Wagner, whom Hitler idolized, you know, Wagner was supported in huge numbers by the Jewish community during his time. So most people don't know that little fact, that the Jewish community really, really supported him. the thing about this Wagner and Strauss that we're doing, and then Dauber, this like night and day kind of stuff, you talk about anti-Semitism basically, and what it boils down into in the end is it just doesn't go away. It's not going away now. It just never has gone away, and it never will go away. And so I'm very comfortable playing all music if it's beautiful music, and try to build bridges instead of the hate, which is seems to have taken grip of our country right now. So we're going to play a short little piece by Wagner, a very, very beautiful piece called Abendblatt. And then we're going to play a full sonata. We're going to play the Brahms Sonata number 3. And so no more talk from Mr. G. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Greenberg. And we thank you and Miss Ing and Miss Shen with this wonderful performance. I can't think of a better way to have started our new season for concerts for our community at large. I'm Marcia Boonshaft, co-chair of the Bethel Adult Education Committee. Be sure to join us for many learning opportunities throughout the year. Please take a look at our course book for 2021-22 and register online, by email, or even in person. We're hoping you will become a part of the Bethel Learning family. Courses are open to members and non-members, something for everyone, from text and Talmud with the rabbis to Mahjong, Canasta, and Bridge. From Israeli-based programming through the Israel Affairs Committee to art history, painting, and Broadway. Shows starting tomorrow with Ellen Katz beginning in the afternoon. For more information, please contact Ellen Marks at lnm@bethelbalto.com or call her at 410-484-0411. We know how much you enjoyed tonight's program. If you would like to support our First Wednesdays, please consider making a donation to First Wednesday's Concert and Cultural Fund. And please join us next month at November 1st, Wednesdays, when we welcome pianist, editor, teacher, and lecturer Emanuela Grunberg to Bethel stage. She will perform a mostly romantic era program for us all. Have a good evening, and thank you for being here. And make sure you pick up some goodies as you leave the room. Thank you for being here. Yes, that's what I was saying. Oh. I was saying, yes. So Jan, Jason, and Sharon.